Yes, sir.
Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Renton, Washington, and dominantly raised here in Washington State.
Were you born and raised with mom and dad?
With my mom mostly. My parents were actually, they didn't end up getting, married when I was a kid, so I had stepdads and stuff like that, and my mom had boyfriends, so, but yeah, just my mom mostly.
What was your childhood like?
My childhood, actually wasn't too bad, at first, considering my mom was single, it was kind of tough, for a little while. My mom always wanted the best, and whatnot, and she's pretty keen to her senses on things, which is really good. She would teach me a lot of things, too, about keeping keen on my senses. Of course, that's with the learning process as well, but, for the most part, most of us are smart, born with, senses and whatnot, so she'd always teach me things like that, too, and watch me and get on my case about certain things, if things weren't, up to par, basically, so I always keep me safe, so, but, yeah, otherwise, it wasn't too bad, me having a single mom, though, it was kind of a little bit tough, because I felt bad, my mom was struggling a little bit, but.
Did you have any brothers, sisters, or
not? No, actually, I was an only child, as a matter of fact, so it was my mom and I, basically, this is the only two, so.
What about school? Did you go to school?
Yeah, I went to, let me think. I went to Hillcrest Elementary School for a while, and then I also went to Lowell Elementary for a little while as well. And then then I went to, the Hillcrest Elementary was in Lake Stevens, and then I went to Arlington after Lake Stevens, and then I went to Lake Stevens again for a little while, because I kind of wanted to go back to Lake Stevens again. I was like 15, 16 and was driving, so I wanted to go back to my original school for a little while, and which kind of didn't pan out too good, because I had realized that I need to be able to have a place to live in order to get to school if I'm not going to live with my mom, so it was kind of tough, trying to drive just myself to school at 15, 16 years of age, in Lake Stevens, and realizing I needed to have a place to live, and I needed to pay rent too, which I wasn't of age to do that really yet. I didn't really understand all that, so then after a little while I kind of dropped out, and stuff like that, because it kind of got a little bit tough and everything, so, and this wasn't the same. The reason I went to Lake Stevens is because my mom was married to a gentleman there, and I had two stepbrothers for a little while, and so I was trying to keep close to them, basically, not knowing and understanding exactly what was happening and going on, so, but then, yeah, when I realized that, we didn't really talk that much anymore when our parents got divorced, then it was kind of more like reality, with opening my eyes and going, okay, wait a second here, our parents are divorced now, as my stepdad was my stepbrothers, and I need to realize that and just, keep with my mom and keep my myself going forward, but I think I ended up dropping out of school, probably kind of like my junior year, I believe it was.
High school?
Yeah, high school, so junior or sophomore year, one of the two, I believe. I tried to go to 11th and 12th grade, but it just didn't pan out, I didn't end up graduating and stuff like that, and getting into 12th grade, so, yeah.
After that, your late teen years, what were you doing?
My late teen years, I did some, because I was on the streets a little bit, I went to clubs and stuff like that, and when, I had a vehicle. My grandmother bought me a car, my mom's mom, when I was 16, so, I would drive myself, around, and I would go to clubs in Seattle and stuff like that, and things would kind of open a little bit later, so, and considering there was clubs and whatnot in Seattle, then I would go to Seattle and go clubbing and all that, so, that was the most of it, what I'm saying, and plus I wasn't old enough to drink. It was the clubs, and they were open till 6 o'clock in the morning and whatnot, so it was kind of exciting being in Seattle, that late. Then I'd probably go back to one of my friends' places and spend the night, so, yeah.
Well, in your 20s, did you get married, or?
No, I didn't. I always wanted to, though. I wanted to get married and have kids and settle and stuff like that, I had different odd jobs and stuff, though. I worked at Microsoft for a while, and Canyon Park, and then I worked for the liquor board for a while, and then Microsoft too. We worked for Microsoft at Canyon Park for a while as well, so, but I had significant others and whatnot. I actually ended up kind of being with women a little bit off and on too, and having like girls that were closer to me and stuff like that, so, but For the most part, I've always wanted to get married. I never did, though. I mean, I still would want to, kind of. I thought about it, and having those kids. But now I'm 50, 52. I know, how you're like, am I going to have a baby? I want to have a baby and get married. I don't know, it might be a little bit too late now. I don't know. Where'd time go, I'm thinking, but yeah, no, I didn't get married. I kind of wanted to, and I had a couple of high school sweethearts and whatnot, my stepbrother's friends and stuff like that. But then once we moved, we kind of lost contact a little bit. They still asked me out, and we still kind of did some things. But I was a shy type, too. So it was kind of tough. But I don't know. It made it tough to kind of date and see each other too. I mean, in some ways, how often are you supposed to see each other? How serious is the relationship? You know what I'm saying, or not serious? Things like that. So, and they had families in school, like extracurriculars and stuff like that. So, different things to that effect. Anyway.
Well, how long have you been in Seattle?
I've been in Seattle for like three and a half years now, I think, altogether.
And from where did you come from?
I came from Everett, actually, as a matter of fact. So I was living in Everett at this place they call the Block, basically. And the Block is a place in Everett, like underneath the bridge near the men's mission, sort of, And I bought a motorhome, and my friend decided he was going to move out of a house that he also had, and so we moved here. He wanted to move here and stuff like that, but he just passed away a couple months ago, which is really sad. But yeah, so now he's gone, but I'm still here. We're still here today. My friend and I, my girlfriend at the time, we actually moved here with him in our motorhome, and he bought a motorhome too. So yeah, so here we are. Well, here I am still. My girlfriend's still here. I still see her and talk to her a little bit. Not my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, one of my best friends. So, but in the meantime, this is where I'm at right now. So.
So are you in the motorhome then?
No, I'm not now. I mean, I just kind of gave my motorhome away, but I'm thinking about talking to the gentleman because he's got another motorhome. He kind of wanted my motorhome to begin with, so I was thinking we were talking about either trading motorhomes when he had another one, or else he was going to purchase the one that I have, and so I was thinking about maybe talking to him again and see if he's got, another motorhome, because he did have another one, but it got towed away, and stuff, so, but, either way, I need to probably have something to fall back on, and stuff like that, so, and now the motorhome I gave him ran really well. We're trying to get it running. For some reason, it's not running right this second. I don't know why, but, so whether he still wants it or not, I don't know, too, you know what I'm saying, but, I'm thinking about, talking to him anyway, and if he doesn't want the motorhome, I'll just keep the motorhome, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, so, but, yeah.
So, Tammy, how long have you been without a home, experiencing homelessness?
Let me think, 3 years, about 3 years here, 3 or 4 years, I think, about 3 years here, 3 and a half years, I think, and when I was in Everett, it'd been a couple of years, something to that effect, so.
And how do you, I always ask people, how do they cope? How do you cope,
Tammy? Usually we would all kind of come together. What's been happening, though, they've been doing these sweeps a lot lately, for some reason, and then everybody kind of separates and goes here and there, and they're not really sure where to go, so we try to find a place, to park and everything, and, so what's kind of happening is it's also thinning out, but then they're getting people housing, the tiny homes and stuff like that, but I was supposed to get a tiny home, but I didn't end up getting one, and so, at the moment I was thinking about checking out a tiny home again. In the meantime, also too, we, just kind of stick as much as we can with each other, I guess, some of us are here, some of us are there, kind of staying within the same radius block or two, of each other, I mean, and at least know where each other is, some people in tiny homes, so like I said, got maybe apartments and stuff like that, but otherwise it's kind of running thin, we used to always hang out together, all of us did, and now my other friend just lost his motorhome last week, and he also just got diagnosed with cancer or something, I guess, too, so he's not feeling real well, and it's kind of tough, too, those are the two, people that I would hang out with kind of the most, sometimes, and now they're both, not really here, and neither are their motorhomes, and I'm kind of going, whoa, wait a second, these are my friends, right now I'm going through a kind of a tough time, you know what I'm saying, so, in fact, I'm going through a really, really tough time, because I'm just not, used to it. I mean, I have met other people and other friends here, which is really nice, so, but, getting to know them better, too, it will take some time as well, but, in the meantime, I'm kind of going, whoa, and my stomach's kind of going, where is everybody, what's going on, whoa, you know what I'm saying, so, but, yeah, I was thinking about going and talk to my friend who lives in my RV right now and just saying, hey, since our friend passed away, and that was the guy who's in my motorhome right now, actually his best friend is the one who passed away that I moved here with. They moved here because of each other and stuff too. I mean, he moved here because of the other gentleman. So, I don't know. Gotta figure something out. I don't know what else to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of like at my wit's end at the moment, kind of going, now what's next, you know what I'm saying? So, and what's next with my life? What am I going to do, I mean, I do need to get some housing or something to that effect, either way. I mean, either or, depending on, I guess the tiny homes are really, really small, though, I haven't seen the inside of them yet or anything, but it would be being on the streets, I mean, at least I'd have a place, I could sleep, which I do with my RV, though, but, like I said, a place to sleep and, shower or something, to that effect, and, make some food, but, that's probably the biggest thing, basically, so.
What would you want the people of Seattle to know?
I would want them to know that, no matter what, to try to be strong. I mean, things just kind of seem a little bit different right now. It's kind of like it feels a little bit cold. Plus, it's winter time, and the weather is, then it's changed. I mean, of course, it's in the midst towards the end of winter at the moment. Thank goodness. Just be strong. Even if things seem cold and we're not really sure what's happening, just one day at a time, and just try to keep occupied. And find something to keep yourself busy, and put one foot in front of the other, and just, don't let go, Just remember, there's a reason for everything, and we do things every day, whether we realize it or not, and just keep on focused on those, and taking care of ourselves also every day. And just, wait till tomorrow, tomorrow will come. Just put one foot in front of the other, and, one day, or pretty soon, actually, I think that's one day, but, very, very soon, things will make a little bit more sense, and we'll be doing some more things with our lives, maybe there'll be some changes, and I mean, of course, there'll be some changes, but there'll be bit changes for the better, of course, too. So sometimes weeding things out is okay, So, but yeah, that's I would just say, hold on, keep going forward, one foot at a time, or one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. So that's about the most I can pretty much say, what I'm saying.
Tammy, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah.